Hello, I'm Adrian, and today I'm going to be looking at Another Girl, Another Planet by The Only Ones. This song was a real favourite of mine, and it's a great piece of, I'm not sure whether you exactly describe it as punk music, but it certainly came out of that late 1970s period. I'm going to take you through the entire song. There's some great, fairly easy to play rhythm guitar stuff, and then we've got a lovely couple of guitar solos to look at as well, which are lots of fun to play. So let's get to it. I'm going to start by taking you through the chords and the basic rhythm guitar parts to the song, then section by section. And I think if you know your open chords and if you know a few simple bar chords, then you shouldn't have too many problems playing this song. So starting with the introduction, then it goes like this. So we've got four chords repeating here. We're starting off with the one chord in the key, which is an E chord. And on the introduction, you can't really hear all of the notes in that chord. I think you're just focusing on the lowest 2 or 3 strings in that chord. So it's more of a kind of power chord effect, I think. So we've got a bar of that. I'm using a bit of palm muting, all down strokes, an 8th note rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then I'm moving to a B chord. And I'm just playing a B bar chord here at the 2nd fret with the root on the A string. What you can hear on the original recording is actually the 2nd fret on the low E string sounding as well, which actually just thickens up the sound of that chord. You've got the 5th of the chord in the bass there. Then the next chord is a C sharp minor. Again, I'm playing this as a 5th string root bar chord. Again, you can hear the low E string being pressed down at the 4th fret as well, thickening up that chord, and I'm just focusing my pick attack on the lowest 2 or 3 notes in the chord. And if you watch videos of Peter Perrett playing this song live, you can see that he's actually fretting some of these chords with his thumb wrapped around the top of the neck to fret that low note on the 6th string and probably on the 5th string as well. So you can try it like that if you want to, or you could just play it in the more conventional bar chord ways. Up to you. It sounds exactly the same. So far we've got E, B, C sharp minor, then we've got A, and I'm playing that down here in the 1st position. Again, really just playing an A, kind of a power chord, and you can hear that low E note coming through a little bit as well. And that's really the introduction. It just repeats round like that. And occasionally you can hear the right hand getting a little bit busier with some down and up strokes in there as well, this kind of thing. So that's the introduction. Then the band kicks in and there's the intro guitar solo, but underneath the guitar solo we've got similar basic chord progression really. It goes something like this. So that more or less the same as the intro. We've got a looser kind of down up feel in the right hand. We're sort of opening up the chords a bit more, bringing out some higher notes now. So we've just got E, B, C sharp minor, and then we've just got the B chord one more time on the way down to the A, just acting as a kind of a passing chord. So that's the intro to the song. Same chords are the verse of the song as well, so you can just keep on doing the same thing into the verse. I think the feel changes slightly in the verse. It's not quite as rhythmic, and there's a bit more space, I think. So something like that. Chorus of the song then, that goes like this. So very similar actually. We've got the same chords going on here, just in a slightly different order. So we've got E, B, C sharp minor to A, E to B, and it just repeats. And throughout the song you've actually got two rhythm guitar parts going on. You've got they're panned hard left and right, and they're both playing the same basic chords but doing some slightly different things. And I think the other rhythm guitar player is probably playing some different chord voicings, maybe playing the same chords a little bit higher up the neck, and playing them a little bit more rhythmically too, I think. So the second guitar probably goes something like this. So exactly the same chords, but maybe play the E up at the 7th fret as a bar chord to B, C sharp minor, A bar chord, something like that. Just works well if you're playing in a two guitar band, if each guitar player is sometimes playing some slightly different voicings. So that's the chorus. Let me just sort of zip through the other little variations you can hear in the song. There's a brief sort of bridge section of the song, which is just very simple. It's just E to A twice, then E, B, D, A. Then we're into the guitar solo, exactly the same chords underneath that as for the intro guitar solo. And just a couple more things to mention. At the very end of the song there's a bit of an outro where the chords change just slightly. So we've got different little rundown we've got going on there. So it's E, B, C sharp minor to B. There's just a brief G sharp passing note, and then we're on to A. So that's the first time. The second time, I've got some more sort of bit busier chords in there. So E, B, C sharp minor, B, C sharp minor to A. And then just the very last bit of the song is just we've got D, D, B, B, and then E to finish the song, ending on an upbeat there. So have a listen to the original recording just to catch all those little details. But some really interesting songwriting going there. It's quite simple, but there are lots of nice little clever variations and songwriting tricks going on in there. So it's worth paying attention to that and having a proper listen, I think. Moving on to the first guitar solo then, the intro guitar solo. And what a classic solo this is. It's all played in quite a loose, punky kind of fashion, so you needn't worry about being super accurate or precise with this. I'd recommend just soaking up the overall spirit and vibe of the original solo and then interpreting things in your own way. But this is my best attempt to get to the bottom of what's going on. I'm just going to briefly take you through this phrase by phrase. If you want a bit more detail than I'm giving you in this video, you can check out my website where I'll write out the music and the tab to this in full. So first phrase goes like this. So we're starting off with open low E string, sliding up to the 4th fret, and then 2, 4, 2 on the A string. Then we're bending the 4th fret on the A string, and then going down to the open A string. The first phrase. Next phrase goes like this. We've got so this is a nice idea. This is all actually played along the length of the A string, just sort of ascending up that string in a kind of melodic pattern or sequence. So we're starting off with a slide up to the 4th fret, coming back to the 2nd fret, and then we've just got this series of groups of 3 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, all just going up the E major scale there. So finishing off with a bend there at the 9th fret on the A string. So that's the 2nd phrase. Again, you can throw in some little slides, maybe some hammer-ons and pull-offs there, just to make that all sound a little bit smoother. Next phrase. So here we seem to be going up the E major pentatonic scale in this kind of box pattern here, up in the 9th position. So we're starting with this. Actually, it's that same group of 3 pattern, but this time going across the strings. So starting at the 11th fret there on the A string. Up the scale, we've got this note here, the 8th fret on the G, which is actually outside the major pentatonic. That's a major scale note there. Then we've got a nice bending idea here. So bending the 9th fret on the G up at a whole step bend. I'm bending there with my 2nd finger and using my my index finger there to catch that D sharp note. So that phrase one more time. Then we're into the final phrase of the intro solo, and this is a really nice one. It goes like this. One more time. It's really kind of a country lick, I suppose, a major pentatonic country lick. So we've got the bend at the 11th fret on the G. And then we're bending at the 12th fret on the B, and then catching the 12th fret on the high E. I'm playing that with my little finger. Bending that 12th fret note on the B again, and then coming back into the pentatonic box there with a bend at the 11th fret on the G. So and then the solo ends with this really just a quick kind of hammer on and pull off trill idea. That's just going between the 9th fret and the 11th fret on the G string. So that's the whole first solo. Why don't I just sort of play that through for you slowly. Let's put on a bit more distortion. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit faster. on to the main guitar solo then, and another fantastic solo, this one. Once again, played in this quite loose, punky fashion. So how worthwhile it is learning this kind of solo, absolutely note for note, I'm not exactly sure. Probably better just to try and capture the spirit of it and put it together in your own way. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. Just figured out this solo 15 minutes or so ago, so I'm not able to play it completely fluently all the way through, but I'm going to do my best to just capture the overall vibe. I've just got the chords in my looper pedal here, so I'm going to set that going and then attempt to play through a rough version of this solo for you. So we've got there we go, not bad. So let me just briefly take you through this solo. I'm just going to talk about some of my favourite bits of it rather than talk you through every single note, but if I have time I will try and write out the full solo in Music and Tab and put that up on my site. So we're starting off with this bending idea at the 7th fret on the B string. And just like the intro solo, it's kind of an E major solo, so E major scale, E major pentatonic, and there's actually a bit of E minor pentatonic and E bluesy ideas later on in the solo. But I think this solo is actually a really great combination of melodic, sweet sounding stuff, and then there's also a few kind of odd, kind of punky, angular bits in there as well, sort of making for a really nice balance. But on with the solo, we've then got this idea. So much like the intro guitar solo, it's a kind of ascending group of 3 sequence going up through the E major scale. So ending up there at the 12th fret on the high E with a bend. Then we're going up even higher here. We're going to the 17th fret on the high E string. And this is kind of where the solo switches gears, and we've got more of an E minor pentatonic sound here, I think. And then we've got some sort of faster flurries of notes. We've got this kind of thing. One of these fast minor pentatonic rock licks that you kind of hear all the time, in everywhere from kind of Free Bird to all the classic rock solos. And it's a nice idea, this one. It's just this little 4-note repeating pattern. That's 15 on the top string, and then a pull off from 17 to 15 on the B, and then 16 on the G. Then just sort of filling out the rest of that phrase with some minor pentatonic stuff. Then we've got this kind of classic rock and roll Chuck Berry idea here, E minor pentatonic. But then interestingly, he just takes that idea up higher up the neck, and it's kind of going out of key and starting to sound a bit odd when he does that, which is a really nice sort of way of subverting that classic rock and roll lick, I think. So we're doing the lick in key at the 12th position, then going 2 frets higher, 2 frets higher again, and then again, and then the kind of the climax of the solo, we've got this again quite fast repeating kind of pattern. So again, this is really nice stuff. We've just got pulling off there from 16 to 12 on the top string, and then playing 12 on the B, and just repeating that. It's kind of fitting the chords here really. That fits the E chord, like a kind of a 3-note arpeggio. Then for B it's this. That's 14 to 11 on the top string, 12 on the B. And then for C sharp minor, again a little 3-note arpeggio. So 16, 12 on the high E, 14 on the B. And then once again, it's just taking it up 1 fret at a time, taking it kind of out of key and making it a bit more dissonant. So we've got sorry, I think it's a little bit sort of indistinct on the recording, but I think it's kind of playing it 4 times at the 12th fret, then twice at the 13th, and then up to the 14th, and ending with the 19th fret on the top string. So that, roughly speaking, is how the guitar solo goes. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy learning to play this song. If you haven't already done so, you might like to check out my website where you'll find plenty more lessons of this kind. And thanks for watching, and hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye.